Good morning. Hoo-wee. We are drinking some coffee out of a Star Wars mug today that I thrifted, of course. Mrs. Monkey keeps telling me I can't bring no more mugs home. So what I do is occasionally I'll go through, if I find another good one, and I will go through the cabinet and I'll pick one to bring out here to the shop and replace it with the new one. She hasn't noticed, or she hasn't told me that she's noticed. Anyway, my name is Rob, aka the Junk Monkey here online, and I'm a full-time picker, reseller, treasure hunter. I go to places like yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, antique malls, you name it. If there's a chance that I can go and buy cool stuff, treasure, that I can flip online for a profit, I'm there. It's not the only kind of treasure hunting I do. Sometimes I go to the river and I pan for gold. Sometimes I go to the Oregon Outback and I dig for gemstones. But today we're talking about reselling. And we got a couple of items going out of here this morning. One of them is already packaged up. And what this is a book on CD. Actually a couple of books, or a couple of CDs. Anyway, it's called Heroes 2 Journey. Bought this at the bins for $1, and we just sold it for $25 plus shipping. And that came in yesterday. It didn't have to go out to today, but I went ahead and got it packaged up. And this morning, while I was drinking coffee and attending to my online stuff, getting listings live from my draft bank, and this and that and the other, we had a sale come through. And this is a remote control for a Denon, D-E-N-O-N system. We sold this for $29.99 plus shipping. Got this at the bins. Guaranteed I paid about $1 for it. So $1 into 30 and $1 into 25. That's $55 and I spent 50 cents. So you can't beat return on investment like that. And that's just why I love going to the bins so much. The problem with going to the bins is you can end up with carts full of stuff that is load of mid-grade items to list, and you end up with a death pile, which is unlisted items. Yesterday I got out here, was going to start working on the death pile. I like to call it my back stock. It's only back stock if it's organized. We'll get to that in a minute. But my cleaning area and testing area was just all jumbled up and junked up. And that's because my cleaning tank needed to be changed out. Cleaning tank needed to be changed out because I've been trying to clean an antique cast iron skillet. It's a really, really slow process doing it the way I was doing it, which is just soaking it down with oven cleaner, putting it in a plastic bag every day, and then every morning get up, take it out of the plastic bag, put it in the cleaning tank, and scrape whatever has come loose from it. I was going too slow, so I built me an electrolysis tank, and we'll show you that here shortly. But anyway, there was a whole lot of chores around here that needed to be done. And it's one of those things, each chore had other things that needed to be done before we could do that chore. So really and truly, I didn't get much done in the way of listing yesterday. I think I listed a single VHS. The rest of the day was just spent organizing, cleaning, moving stuff from this pile to that pile, clean some glass, clean my tank. And I should have filmed all of that, but it really would have made for some boring viewing. So we didn't film any of that. That's kind of what we did yesterday, and we're going to continue to do that today. Not so much cleaning as organizing and listing. I've got a big live sale that I need to get scheduled for the weekend, and there's probably about 100 items, and I need to get photographs of all of that stuff so I can preload it into the auction. And just so much to do. We do have to go to the post office. You guys know me, I don't like leaving the shop to do a single thing. So to go to the post office and come right back home is a monumental waste of time to me. I like to double, triple up on the chores or the things that I do when I leave the house. So we're going to get, later on today, we're going to get these items and any more sales that come through to the post office. While we're there, we're only a few blocks away from Goodwill, so we'll make a run through Goodwill. And I'm also going to show you the electrolysis tank today, and I got something on the computer I want to show you. I had a feedback come through this morning that it really made me feel good, and I'm going to share it with you. Let me get this camera off the tripod and I'll go show you. I talked about backstock earlier. It's backstock when it's organized. So there's all of my Black Diamond VHS. I'm short on about 3 or 4 titles that I've been actively searching for and can't seem to find. Now, I'm not going to show you my screen, but I'm going to read this. Nah, what the heck, I'll show you. There it is. Shipping was fast, great packaging, product looked better than I thought it would. You can tell it was taken care of all of these years. Cinderella was my favorite as a kid, so it feels great to hold a piece of my history, exclamation point. And it was a Black Diamond copy of Cinderella. Sold for $6.99 plus shipping. Considering I paid a quarter or less, most likely only paid a dime for it, that's a pretty good return on investment too. I tell people all the time, Black Diamond is worth picking up. It is worth selling. No, it doesn't sell super fast all the time. Some copies do, but it is worth selling. Black Diamond just got a really bad reputation because of the money laundering and the news articles that weren't fact-checked. And everybody thought they were worth thousands, especially that one. If you know, you know. And the reality is they're only worth $5 to $10 a piece. But if you can pick them up for 10 to 25 cents a piece, they're worth listing because there are people out there that both collect them and are looking for them because it's a nostalgia thing. Maybe it's grandma still has a VHS player and the kids destroyed a copy and she needs a new copy. Whatever the case may be, they do sell. As I run across them, I pick them up, I bring them home, and if I've already got one listed, it goes in the stacks for the back stock. And then every time I sell one, I put a new one up. Right now, Cinderella, I'm completely out of, and there's 2 or 3 other titles like Lady and the Tramp, Alice in Wonderland, and Sword in the Stone that I need to pick up some more of because I'm getting low on them. But yeah, that's my spiel on Black Diamond. Listen, I'm gonna get off this thing. I've got stuff to do, and I'll bring you guys in as I do things that I think are interesting or that you might want to see. So hang in there. We're gonna have a day, and we'll see what we can get done. This is the electrolysis tank that I set up yesterday. Got it working away right now. I'll wait for this airplane to land. Of course an airplane's going to come in for a landing just as we're making a video. Hello, FedEx. Hope that's better. Anyway, an electrolysis tank is a way to clean just about anything metal that's got corrosion on it. I've probably mentioned to you guys that these old battery chargers, it's got to be the old ones. They can't be the newer automatic ones. The newer automatic ones has a computer chip in it that is programmed to let the machine know when it's attached to an actual battery. If that battery is completely 100% dead, it will not work. It doesn't read as being hooked to a battery. So they won't work for an electrolysis tank because you're hooked to a piece of metal inside a tank of water. So it won't work. But these old ones, you plug them in, they're hot. You can hit the alligators together and they will spark. That way we know we got electricity flowing. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this thing. It's bubbling away, and I'm going to get this cast iron pan out of here and give you a look at it. Doesn't even have an off switch. So once you plug it in, it is hot. I'll take that loose and bring it in here. Now this thing was super caked open with old carbon deposits. And I've been cleaning on it for a couple of weeks. Barely put a dent in all that corrosion. But as you can see, it has all come off of there. We're going to leave it in there for the day. There's still tiny little bits and pieces here and there that need to come off. And once we get it clean, well, then we got to re-season it. Get it hooked up here. I'll explain to you how this works. What you need is one of these plastic tubs that hold 15 gallons of water. In that water, 15 gallons, you need 2.5 cups of washing soda. It has to be washing soda. Arm & Hammer makes the easiest one to find, and they call it super washing soda. All right, then you're going to need the battery charger. We've already talked about that. And you're going to need an anode and a cathode. The anode is the piece that you use to attract the rust or pull the rust off of the item, or the, in this case, carbon buildup. And then your cathode is actually your working piece, which is your skillet. So you hook the black side, the black connector up to your skillet, which I've got suspended on a piece of wire. And then the other side, I've got an old chunk of rail iron that I've had forever. And then you plug it in and turn it on, and you just wait. Sometimes it'll do it in a few hours, sometimes it takes overnight, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days. But it's really easy. It sounds difficult or complicated. It's not. It's a bucket of water and a battery charger, some wire, and some washing soda. Simple as that. When we get it clean, we're going to re-season it, which means we've got to clean it with soap and water, dry it immediately. Then we're going to coat it in a high temp cooking oil. Canola oil works fine. I like to use avocado oil. We're going to wipe as much of that back off of it as we can. We're going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about an hour. After that, it's seasoned, but it doesn't look great. So I do it 3 or 4 times and get that nice black cast iron look to it. And I'll get you guys a view of that. It may not be in this video, it may be in a future video, but we'll show it to you before we list it. All right, that's what we got for that. Alrighty, folks, I was telling you I had to clean my tank, cleaning tank. This is out in my shop. I don't have running water out here. And Mrs. Monkey was just getting fed up with me using the deep sink in the laundry room. I always had stuff soaking in it. So we went to the Harbor Freight, and got me a parts cleaning tank. It actually has a little recirculating pump in there, but I never really used that part of it. If I need the water to get hot, I have one of these. It's not what you think. This is a submersible heater that ranchers use to keep their water tanks, their stock tanks, from freezing over. And this will get the water damn near boiling. So you got to be careful if you use one of these. I got this one off of Amazon. So if I need to heat the water, I plug that in and submerge it in the tank. This thing was nasty. It took me about an hour to clean it out. That skillet made a real mess out of it, and the water was due to be changed even before I started on the tank. This area was just piled up. It still looks piled up, but it's not as bad as it was, and I've got it semi-organized. All this glass got cleaned yesterday. That's all ready to list, so we'll get that to the other side of the shop where we do all our listings and our photo booth is at. You may have seen me find this clown lamp in an earlier video. You have to take the wiring out of it. It's held in by a single screw to even change the light bulb. So we put a light bulb in it, tested it, it works. This was fairly dirty, so we didn't submerge this. It's hand painted. You can see it's losing a little bit of paint here and there. But a really cool bisque fired hand painted lamp of a child dressed like a clown. It's really cool. You could even repaint this thing for a Halloween decoration. This will get listed today, or at least drafted and put back together. We got a box full of electronic doodads here that all need to be tested and cleaned before we can list them. Once we get all of that stuff out of there, all of this will transfer into there. And as I test them, the ones that work, we will clean them using some denatured alcohol. If there's any sticky stuff, we've got right here at our hands some Goo Gone, and we've got some Windex right here. So all my cleaning supplies are right here where I need them. I've got a towel that I get from the bins to keep my desktop from getting a bunch of liquid mess on it. That cup is ready to list. You saw me pick that one up. That's the Rainbow Forest Cafe. Tuki the elephant from George and the Jungle movie. So that's a lot of the stuff that I've got to do before I can even go out thrifting. But I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that. I've made you watch enough of my chore stuff already. So the next time we come in, we will be at Goodwill and we'll walk around and see what we can find to flip online for a profit. I'll see you when we get there. All right, here we go. We got some ruby glass cut to clear. I don't think we're gonna pick that up. All right, let's see if we got anything on this end cap. Nope. Anything on the white aisle. Same milk glass has been here for a couple of weeks. All right, I'll bring you guys back in as soon as I find something. Okie dokie. We lost a small clip because it was not recording, and then I hit the stop button. I thought I did. I was actually hitting the record button. So. That's kind of how my day's going. Get you guys a look at what's going on here. That's pretty. With the big edge chip right there. Okay, so yep, right there. Too bad. It's top edge of it is all chipped up, and they got $8 on it. Let's see what this little picture is. It's got a lot of flaws in the finish. It's unsigned. We'll leave that here. It's Glass Bake or Fire King Glass Bake. Let's go this way. See if we can spot anything in the electronics or the other end caps. Those are some neat looking candle holders, but these things with the flowers are always broken. Or at least they are for me. Alright, let's see what we can find. Ooh, Darth Vader Lego clock. How much they want for that? $4. They're not worth much. I don't think I've ever seen one with a lightsaber. That might be added on. I think it is. Somebody made that lightsaber and put it on there. But I think I'll put that in the cart and we'll think on it. I'm a Star Wars fan. I went and saw the original movie when it first came out. I think we stayed at the Pines Theater in Silsbee all day long, just kept rewatching it. When they first made that movie, they didn't know whether or not it was going to be a hit. It was just another space movie. There were a lot of them back then. All right, there is a VCR, Memorex, and somebody's already tested it. Guaranteed, yep, it's got a tape hung in it. That's an old style. Let's see how many, yeah, it only has the 2 jacks. You want the ones that have 3 jacks, most of the time. The little pink vase is still here. All right, I'll bring you guys back in when we find something. All right, let's check the knickknacks and bric-a-brac figurine stuff. Hey man, how are you? One of the guys that works here, his name is James. He's always fun to talk with. Okey-dokey. Yeah. That vase is made in China. You know what this is. A lot of elephants right now. Some more elephants. What is this little dish that's got the big chip in it? That's the Last Supper. Even though it's blue, I'm gonna test it and see if it glows. Nope, no glow. Lucite pyramid with copper and God knows what else in it. Alrighty. I've put a lot of rabbits on this end cap lately. Eesh. Nothing new on that one. I'm gonna bring you guys back in as soon as I find something. All right, we have found this big German crystal vase. It's cut and pressed. There's the labels on it. This maker is known for their cobalt cut to clear and their emerald green cut to clear, and those do pretty well, but I just can't find anything on the large, just plain crystal vases. And right next to it we have a Fitz and Floyd pasta container, but I think it's supposed to have a lid that's missing. Even if it had its lid, it's for $8 is not enough resale value there. All right, we will continue the hunt. This is a neat little vase. Cutina design, never heard of it. Hand decorated. And Auburn, California, USA. Google Lens seems to think it's Rosenthal. I can't find anything on Cutina design, so I guess we'll just leave that one here. I haven't looked up Darth Vader yet. I may get him just for my own personal use, just to have him sitting around the shop. All right, guys, I'll bring you in if I find something. They just brought out a new cart, and there were several pieces of crockery. It's the only thing I grabbed. But they actually had the broke out bottom of one of these jugs, edges all jagged and stuff, priced and put out to put on the shelves. I was showing one of the workers, and they snatched it out of my hand and run it to the back before I could film it, but it was hilarious. This one is unmarked. There's no stenciling on it. I don't know if it's got any real age or not. It kind of looks like it. It's yellowware. It's got a little crazing in the glazing. So I think for $6 we'll pick that up. It is a bear to ship, but it's a pretty good find. All right, I'll get back to you guys here in a bit. Howdy, folks. When last you saw me, it's pretty late, but last time you saw me, we had just found the rather large whiskey jug, stoneware jug, crockery type jug, moonshine jug, whatever you call it. After I shut the camera off, I was looking it up, and there were several of them in the 1 gallon size that were only $30. This was larger than a gallon. Doesn't matter either way, it didn't come home with me. And the reason why is while I was standing there researching it, while I was waiting on a new cart to come out, because I wanted to see if I could find something else I could show you guys in this video. Sometimes I get lucky and they bring a cart out and one new cart will fill my cart for me. Anywho, something happened and I felt it necessary to just leave. My town has a problem. We have a lot of people here who need help, whether they're homeless, mentally ill, addicted, combination thereof. Medford, Oregon seems to attract a large group of these individuals. And there were several in the store today. I see them all the time, see them every day. 99 times out of 100, no problems. Today was not one of those days. One of them was probably mentally ill at the very least. Got into some trouble in there and got triggered, and the scene got really ugly really quick. There were 2 or 3 others there, at least a couple of them were heavily self-medicated, if I want to put it nicely. And anyway, the scene got really ugly really quick. I set that jug on the nearest shelf, went to the front, put my cart up, and I come home. I've been dreading making this outro for this video, the ending of this video, all day. It is what it is. I need to finish this. Got other things we need to move on to, so we're going to finish this one. Unfortunately, we came home empty-handed. That does happen. It happens quite a lot. But, you know, in this video, you got to see me make an electrolysis tank. We got to do a little bit of shopping. Thankfully, none of this craziness happened while I was recording, so spare you guys that. But that's how my day went. I did get a lot done today, though. I got sort of kind of caught up on my drafting for listings. I've got a day and a half's worth right now for my weekend listings. Those are always my higher dollar listings, and I've got 2.5 days worth of next week's listings caught up. I still need to catch up a little bit more. There's more to do. There's always more to do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming along with me on my little adventures. Some days the adventures are not quite what we expect. Other times they're a lot of fun. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be a fun one. But thank you so much, and y'all come back now. You hear?